I'm Frank Gifford. It wasn't many years ago that the kid down the block daydreamed about hitting a home run in Yankee Stadium. He wanted to be a Joe DiMaggio, a Willie Mays, or if you go back far enough, Babe Ruth. Today, the youngster down the block in the vacant lot is playing and being the quarterback of a pro football team. Fran Tarkington of the New York Giants, the Washington Redskins, Sonny Jurgensen, or Johnny Unitas of the Baltimore Colts. Everywhere after last year, kids dream of being another Don Meredith, the quarterback of the Eastern Division champions, the Dallas Cowboys.
He is the idol of millions, the ringmaster of sport's greatest spectacle. He has the grace and courage of a matador. He's a pro quarterback. A professional quarterback is a happening all by himself. He works in a world of precision, each movement part of a violent ballet. His most formidable weapon is the forward pass. It is a singular weapon of classic beauty. His enemy is the fatal mistake. Defeat and victory are measured by the elimination of mistakes. His stage is an arena of danger. Second thoughts or a moment's hesitation are rewarded by harsh punishment, meted out by big men owned for war. The quarterbacks are the lonely men of sport, the thinkers, the master tacticians who plot their team's destiny. Famous and well paid, the quarterback receives the accolades of the fans, the glowing prose of the sports writer. They are a special breed of men. Men such as Johnny Unitas of the Baltimore Colts, Don Meredith of the Dallas Cowboys, the Redskins' Sonny Jurgensen, and Fran Tarkington of the Giants. In a game of glamour, the quarterbacks stand alone. They are Sunday's cool heroes. Fran Tarkington is pro football's David, a nimble adagio dancer who survives by his wits and the gyrations of a teeny bopper. The former Viking quarterback shocked the pros when he first strayed from the pocket and ran. It was termed scrambling, and he's made a dangerous career out of it.
This is Stone Mountain in Atlanta, Georgia. And Atlanta is my home and where I come during the off-season when I'm not playing football in the fall for the New York Giants. Many people have asked me how I got started scrambling. Well, really, I think it all started when I used to watch NFL football on television. And I used to watch the quarterbacks go back and throw from the pocket 7 yards deep. And if things were going right, they would throw the ball, get their completions, and usually their team would win. But if the rush was getting by their offensive lineman or the receivers were being covered, they just would stay in the pocket and take the 7 or 8 yard loss. My philosophy has always been if I have a rush and my linemen do break down occasionally, which all of them do break down sometime, then I will try to get out of the pocket and move around and try to find an opening and a receiver downfield and still get something out of the play. At Minnesota, we really didn't have a scramble offense, although people accused us of it. We never practiced the scramble because really we only use the scramble maybe 3 times a game on an average. Many people don't believe this because when they see films of me playing football, they always see the films of me in a scramble situation. But actually, I would scramble an average of 3 times a game and throw from the set position something like 24 or 25 times a game. but it was a weapon for us that we used for 6 years, and sometimes it was effective, and sometimes, like anything, it wasn't as effective as we would have liked.
Talkington was the mastermind behind the ad-lib Viking offense. At best, the offense was unorthodox. Much of the time, it was zany. The plays resembled psychedelic fantasies. The players acted like the Marx Brothers. For Minnesota fans, the end result of a play was sometimes macabre, but always exciting.
I think all quarterbacks are aware of the pressure of the defenses, and I think the defenses are getting better all the time now. Really, when the blitz comes, people have often said that we use a scramble to counteract the blitz or the quick pass to counteract the blitz. We do use a quick pass to counteract the blitz, but never do I scramble, or try never to scramble, when a blitz is coming. Of course, you've got defensive linemen now who are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", coming in at you with their arms spread out, and it's hard sometimes to see over them, but we try to find the lanes to see between them and find our lanes to throw in so we won't have the passes blocked.
When Talkington finds the passing lanes clear, he throws with velocity and precision. And has the courage to weather a blitz and single out his receiver.
Whenever I step on the football field, I'm susceptible to injury. Of course, when I run the ball, I still have the chance of injury, but no more so, I think, than doing any other part of my activities as a quarterback. When I run, I don't try to be a fullback because of two reasons. I'm not tough enough, and I'm not big enough. When I get near the sidelines, when I'm running and I see somebody's going to tackle me, I get out of bounds. I think it's a quarterback's job to not take unnecessary chances and to stay well and to stay healthy while he's playing, if that's at all possible. I don't know if it'd be any safer factor to stay in the pocket all the time or not. As a football player, I certainly don't think there's a safety factor in playing. We're in a contact game. We're in a Spartan-type game. We're all going to be hit at one time or another, and our one object is to win.
Talkington scrambles are floating, weaving trips to daylight. In his wake are strewn the bodies of awestruck linemen, doing their best to crush his dizzying flight.
The most difficult play to make, and certainly the most important play to make, is a third down play in any football game. This is the chance that you have to continue a drive and ultimately get 7 points, and if you don't make it, you're giving the defense a chance to get the ball, and they score 7 points. So every third down play I look at as a 14-point play. So we have to make the third down plays. The defenses gear up to it because this is their big play. And as an offensive football team, we gear up to it. And, of course, it's the quarterback's responsibility to deliver on third down. And the successful ones do deliver on third down.
Johnny Unitas is a great third down quarterback. He emerged from the obscurity of the sandlots to become the premier quarterback of modern times. Unlike Fran Talkington, Unitas is a drop-back quarterback. He knows the folly of a quarterback who runs. Unitas only runs when all else has failed. This is how he has survived for more than a decade in the joust of the Sunday wars.
A question has always been brought up, especially a few years ago when all the quarterbacks seemed to come up with injuries, as to trying to protect the quarterback a little bit more. Of course, as quarterbacks, we would like to see it because it would certainly give us a little bit more time back there in the pocket to look around and throw, especially if we knew we were going to have 5 or 6 seconds. But I do think, in all sincerity, that if they would put in some type of rules or something to give the protection to the quarterback that would take away from the game, your defensive linemen, your ends and defensive tackles try to get to the quarterback as quickly as possible, because they know if they give him too much time, he's going to be able to complete most of his passes during that day, and if they do that, then they're going to come up on the short end of the score. I like to feel that I can get 2.5 to 3 seconds sitting back there in the pocket, and if we do get this much time, which we have been very fortunate in doing most of the time, that we can generally get the pass off and generally get it to the receiver one way or another. The thing that mainly concerns myself as a quarterback is the defensive secondary and just what they're playing. If we can get some sort of a key on them as to what they like to play on certain downs and yardage situations. The information, of course, that is more valuable than anything is the information that you receive from your own players or your own receivers. This is, of course, calling a pass play is set up primarily on information they give me. And suppose Raymond Berry would come back to me and say that his best maneuver is an outside maneuver, and that we should work outside of this man primarily because he has taken away the inside. So this is exactly what we do. We will throw patterns to his outside until he compensates, or there is some compensation made in the defense to cut the outside pass off, and then we will find out where his other weakness is and basically go on from there. This is the information you receive not only from Raymond but from Jimmy Orr, John Mackey as well, and you also gain information from your linemen as to how their defensive tackles and ends are playing, whether they're coming hard to the inside, hard to the outside, or straight on, whether they need some help with the drop play, or if the pass protection has been getting a little sloppy, and we possibly might be able to screen them in order to cool them down a little bit so that the offensive linemen don't have to continually take the beating that they do. Whenever you do screen a team or trap a team, the defensive tackles and defensive ends are a little bit slower coming in on you because they want to be aware that they do have to play the trap and the screen as well.
Whether it's confusing defenses with a well-disguised draw or throwing a pinpoint pass, Unitas has the right play for any situation. Receivers such as Jimmy Orr and John Mackey know that if they pierce the open areas, Unitas will find them with a scoring thrust.
I guess most people talking about last year's season will talk a little bit about both Green Bay games which we played. And of course, Green Bay was picked to win the title, and we were picked kind of high up there ourselves, and we knew that we were going to have to beat Green Bay if we were going to do it. And the first ball game, Green Bay beat us pretty good. However, our defense stopped them pretty good, and I gave up 2 interceptions that went for touchdowns, I believe, and sort of gave them the game. And then in our final ball game with Green Bay, which was a real big one, we had to beat Green Bay here in Baltimore if we were going to have a chance to stay in the title. And of course, they were going to have to be beaten by Los Angeles the following week after we played them. And we thought we played a good football game here, and it was, of course, kind of a muddy, rainy day, and we played real good football, both teams, in fact, and defense held it fairly good, and we were moving within a chance of beating them in the last few seconds of the game down here when I took off running with the ball because I didn't have the time as far as pass protection was concerned, and was by just about everyone. I was concentrating on running downfield, and Willie Davis dove in and hit my arm and knocked the ball out of my arm and right into Green Bay's hands. It was kind of a sickening feeling laying there on the ground, and I was trying to find a hole to crawl into, but it's one of those things you can't be too concerned about. You know that I can only say that I did the best I was able to do, and it just didn't pan out right. We just weren't meant to win the ball game.
The purist, Sonny Jurgensen, is a classic quarterback. He's a pocket passer with superior technical skills. His philosophy of quarterbacking can be traced to his early years when he understudied the great Norm Van Brocklin.
Having played behind Norm Van Brocklin in Philadelphia, was the most important part of my career because I had an opportunity to sit on a bench and observe one of the finest quarterbacks that's ever played the game. But the success in his passing skill or of any quarterback's passing skill depends on the amount of time he gets to throw the ball and also on the type of receiver that he has to throw to. The only way you can complete a pass is for someone to be in the open to catch the pass, and also to have have the time to throw the ball and get the ball to him. Myself, I've always been a pocket thrower. I guess I learned that from Van Brocklin. I drift somewhat in the pocket in order to throw through the gap, so to speak, is what I consider myself doing. In order to throw the ball through the gaps, you have to move left to right according to the pressure the defensive line is putting on you. You have to be able to see your receiver, see the secondary coverage. And the only way you can do that, to look over these monstrous defensive linemen, is to move in between the gaps and not throw the ball directly over their heads.
When the pocket is penetrated, Jurgensen is flexible and drifts either right or left, looking for the open man. Sonny is known for being a long passer. The Redskin pass offense is designed for the short, strategic pass.
In Washington, with the lack of running game that we have had in the past, and also in Philadelphia, we have become known, I guess, as real short throwers and throwing the ball to the receivers such as I have had, and Tommy McDonald, Bobby Mitchell, Pete Retzlaff, Charlie Taylor, and getting the ball to them and letting them run with the ball. This is also a possession-type pass because your percentage of completions is a good deal higher than the longer throws. And it's also one where we feel that we can dictate somewhat to the defensive teams how they can play up there. Even with the great defensive teams that you have, you still can complete a percentage of these real short throws. Each man has a specialty. You have men that block, men that can tackle, men that can kick the ball only, pass receivers that only catch the ball and run with it, and quarterbacks throwing the ball. And any time they can force a quarterback that isn't an exceptional scrambler to run with the ball, they're forcing him into a situation where they're making him do something that he isn't capable or as capable as a running back. If they force me to run, they're making me do something that I am far inferior to any runner that we have on our club or on all clubs. And I think this is one reason that if you go back and look over the record, that very few teams are beaten by quarterbacks running the ball, but in most of the games where they are defeated, it's by a quarterback throwing the ball, and that's one reason I intend sticking to my specialty of throwing the forward pass.
Dallas fans and sports writers have had a compulsion for victory ever since the Cowboys' inception. For 7 years, Don Meredith has labored under the pressure. In 1966, he used pressure as a weapon and led Dallas to its first Eastern Division title.
When fans or sports writers pick a team to win, oftentimes this causes more pressure or concern to a ball club. However, last year in Dallas, the ball club in general, and me in particular, we felt that we had a chance to win the Eastern Division. And I think pressure or insecurities go hand in hand, actually. And I think the confidence that we had in our ball club is one reason why that if there was any pressure to be felt, we didn't feel it at all. We thought we could win the East, and we did win the East.
Tension and pressure flavored BC Stadium last November 13th. With less than 2 minutes to play and the ball on their 2-yard line, Dallas trailed Washington 30-28.
The final 2 minutes against Washington, the pressure was actually on the Washington defensive team. We, like most teams, have a 2-minute offense before the 2 minutes before the half and 2 minutes before the game is over. Most defensive teams have the same type defense, a prevent defense. The ability of our players to take advantage of Washington's weaknesses or inabilities. We moved into a field goal position finally by a penalty. I feel that we could have kicked the field goal anyway, and the whole time I still feel that the pressure had to be on Washington.
Danny Villanueva kicked the winning field goal. Dallas and Don Meredith had conquered the odds and the mounting pressure for excellence.
The Dallas Cowboy offense is one that has been said to be very complicated. A lot of us feel that it is in many ways. It's based on percentage and execution. We run a play because we feel that it has the best possible chance to work against this defense in a certain situation. One phase of our offense, which has been discussed more than some of the others, as being a big part of our offense, is the rollout. Actually, it isn't. We use it approximately 10% of the time. We do have this in our offense in order to give us an idea of what other people will do against it. If they don't defend it properly, then we do use it more. But mainly it's just a weapon that we do have that we feel that it can be effective against some ball clubs, against some defenses. The rollout offense, it does limit to a certain degree the area of the field to which you can throw. But in other matters, it does put a lot of pressure on one particular side. I know when a quarterback rolls out, it's not just a chance thing. I'm supposed to be at a certain position at a certain time. And we work this out on timing as we do all of our pass routes. A receiver is supposed to take so many steps down, and when I reach my particular point, he's supposed to be in his cut, and the ball is supposed to be delivered on timing. We think this also puts a little pressure on the outside linebackers because some quarterbacks can run. I'm not really one of them, but it does put a little pressure on the outside men because the quarterback does have the opportunity to run or throw. Another part of the rollout offense which we found to be very effective is the fact that the primary receiver is covered. It does give the quarterback maybe a little more leeway to find a secondary receiver. This is true in all of our pass patterns. If the number one receiver is covered, then we do have a secondary receiver, and oftentimes a third receiver even. The primary purpose of any offensive team, the passing attack, I think, is to try to single out an individual, get man on man, one receiver on one defender. We're no different from anyone else in this, but we do try to do it. We have a rather unique weapon in Bob Hayes. Watching the movies of the past 2 years, many teams have tried different things. They've tried to double Bob, they've tried to hit him on the line of scrimmage, they play him real loose. Any way that they do this, it still enables us to do one of two things. Still go ahead and throw to Hayes, or if he's covered, he in turn will help someone else get open. A primary example, the one that fits utmost in my mind right now, is in our championship game against Green Bay. Frank Clark caught a touchdown pass. He was playing our tight end, or our X-end. Frank made a good move, but one of the things that happened was the fact that Bob took two men with him, and this enabled us to get one-on-one, and we feel like that any receiver should be able to beat a defensive back, assuming the quarterback has time to throw. The last drive against Green Bay in the championship game is one which I can assure you I've played over several times, but to briefly net it out, we did start in their end of the field. It was a rather short punt, and we had an opportunity to score. We were behind 7 points with very little time left. The thing we try to do is stick with our basic game plan. We felt like we had a good game plan and execute as well as we could. A pass interference penalty did enable us to get down to the 2-yard line, and this is where all the action started, so to speak. We got down to the 1-yard line on what was supposed to be our strongest running play off tackle. We didn't know it until after the ball game, but on that play, Danny Reeves suffered a slight injury, was knocked a little bit dizzy. We were offsides on the second one, the second and goal to go. We were offsides on this one, put us back to the 6. The thing we tried to do then is second down, and you've got 6 yards to go. We felt like we had to pass. And threw a pass to Pettis Norman, and that's the one I've been thinking a lot about, because in looking at the movies, I know if the ball had been a little bit higher, maybe in his chest, I think Pettis could have scored. But it was low, and he had to drop down and get it, and by the time he got back up, they got him again on the 2-yard line. I really think the one that people have asked me more about is, well, what happened on the last play? The main thing that happened on the last play is that we didn't score, and Green Bay intercepted the ball. People said, well, Don, why didn't you call this, or why didn't you call that? I'm not really rationalizing or taking up for myself, but I do feel like that, as most teams have, again, we have our basic goal line offense, and this is what we ran. So I wouldn't second-guess my calls. I think the calls were good. I'll talk to you a little bit about the execution. We could have improved our execution some. But I think it was a tight game that a lot of things happened, and it meant a lot to our ball club. It was a good ball game, and to us it was a championship ball game. We lost the championship game in Dallas to an excellent football team. One thing we know now, and we're sure of, is that we have a great football team, too.